Hello and welcome for the second part of the tutorial on how to design a football cleats using the 3DShape designer license and its three apps XDesign, xShape Design and XGenerative Design. In the last video I left you with the design of the shoe's upper part. Now let's design the sole. For that I stay in the xShape Design app and I create another subdivision surface, a semi-cylinder again, so you may know the steps now. With an angle of 180 degrees, I rotate my surface in order to have the flat part at the top. I place it here and using this white circle, I adjust the width. I change my point of view in order to do the same but for the length. Again using the small white circle here. The upper part helped me for these first steps, but I don't need it anymore, so I can hide it. Now, I use the function crease edges to bend these edges on this side and on the other side. For the next steps, if I want to reshape this surface, I will need the sketches soil and bottom, so I display them. Now you will probably agree if I say that a football clit never have a rounded soil like that. So let's make it flat with a new function that aligns the selected entities. As a first step, I select all these dots and I select the function align cage points, and because I want to align them to a geometry that is a plane, I select align to geometry before to select the XY plane here, and after a few moments all the dots selected are aligned on this plane. Now I can fit my surface with the bottom sketch, selecting the entities step by step. Here again, some loops are necessary to fit the model. And I'm done fitting the bottom sketch. Now I do it for the sole sketch. And you see that it is easy to do it, reducing the size on the vertical direction, using the small circle on the robot. The next step is to adapt this soil with my first subdivision surface that I named upper part. So first I save it and I rename my subdivision surface with an adapted name. I place it a little bit higher so the two surfaces are crossing each other, and I start the adjustments by the front part. I notice that the upper part is going through the soil side. To cover it, I start to subdivide the side's faces. I meet the same problem on the other side. Therefore, I use the same solution. For the soil's back part, I want to rise it, but if I do it now, the top surface will not be flat anymore and it would look like a high-heeled shoe, and this is not really convenient for a football game. So, this operation needs some preparation. First, I subdivide the heel faces. Then, I bend the right edges. And now this is done, I can select the faces all around the heel and also some edges prior to set them higher. Everything is selected now. I pull this arrow to rise it. However, I also have to enlarge it in both directions to make sure that the upper part stays inside. The upper part can now be displayed, and the job is to adapt the soils back to it. Again, we see the upper part going through the soil. The subdivide faces is a really useful function when you need more precision. As in this part, I will never be able to fit it well without more dots. Now it's closer to the upper part. Same problem on the other side, same solution. Subdivide faces. As in the first video, I can check my work with the view mode without the edges display. I think it looks good, but it would be better if I raised the back higher. So let's do it. Don't hesitate to tell me in the comments if you like my design or not, and give your opinion about my tutorials. I adapted quickly with the upper part. And we are done for it. In the next steps, I want to add some relief under the soil and define the places of the future cleats. I use a function you know well now, subdivide faces. And I make some quick adjustments before to bend the edges. Without this bending operation, the clit zones would be less pronounced and, in my opinion, less aesthetic. But you will see it later. Now I just need to pull it and you see my clit zone appearing. As it is done at the front, let's do it at the back. Crease edges again. The purple edges are really useful to identify the folded edges. I select my zone and I pull it with the robot. I do some quick adjustments at the front. And let's see it with my favorite view mode. I'm sure you get what I meant when I said the folded edges bring a more aesthetic side. Okay, we are almost done with the xShape design app. I just want to create some crossing surfaces. You are probably wondering why, like, please Mr. Busmina, explain us your brilliant idea. Should I create suspense? Okay, no. I will use these crossing surfaces in the XGenerative design app to cut the upper part into several surfaces and give them different colors and features. For the first surface, I want to delimit a part at the level of the ankle, thus I place it near the shoe's opening. I make sure that this surface completely crosses the upper part and I curve it the way I want. Now, a second surface. I want this one to cross the shoe at the middle in a wavy way. So I place it lower than the first surface, and I displace the dots and faces. And as long as I'm designing it, I make sure that this surface is still crossing the whole upper part. Here is the end of this second video. We have created the soil and two cutting surfaces using the xShape design app. New functions have been addressed and we are now ready to switch to XGenerative design in the next video to add Cleats and other features on the soil. So don't miss it guys, bye! You are interested in the 3D experience? TPS supports you with webinars, specialized trainings, customized coaching, but also services and integration offerings of the platform. Follow us on the social media or on our website tps-fr.com and don't hesitate to visit our channel.